We've got a mixed bag of orchid stuff today. Let's stick our head in the sand, get away from what's happening in the world for a second, and yeah, take a look around the orchid garden. It's almost spring. I guess you can say it's spring. It's like been warm and sunny for the last week, even though today is rainy. So let's look inside and what's happening. And maybe outside too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll look at a couple blooms real quick. Just the first one that we're very excited about is our no ID bifoliate Cattleya type. I don't know what it is, but I did see something on Plant Propagator's video of the orchid sale and show, and there was one that looked very similar to this. But we've had this for a couple years, and this year it's bloomed the best it's ever done with 4 flowers, so super happy about that. Really nice to have a pop of orange and color in the garden. Limianum right there next to it, of course, always. Just holding on to a flower. This one has been pollinated, but we'll see if we get anything from that. It's been a few weeks, like a month now, and it's still holding on, so I'm never confident with these ones. Quick bud watch of the Paphiopedilum bellatulum. Just starting to crack open. So that's awesome to see it in bloom again. Maybe we'll make a hybrid of it. Who knows? It's a great bloomer. Couple phals under the lights here. The amabilis is still in bloom, and seed capsules. Maybe we'll look at some seed capsules. And then bud watch for you, just update on the Siderium japonicum. Well, actually Phalaenopsis japonicum, now japonica. And I gotta say, the Oncidium titanium treasure, it's still holding on to its last spike, and it's getting really fragrant now on this one, and it's a really nice musky, kind of old-fashioned with spice. It's a really nice fragrance, so super happy about this one. Yeah, the first couple spikes weren't as fragrant, but now it's really coming into its own. So there is a new little growth coming on for spring, so that's great. Happy to see it. The catasetums, we do have now all the catasetums grouped together. They're all right where we want them to be. Nice root growth, and you know, the new growths are further ahead on some. Like for instance, this one, I can't even show it. It's all the way to the top. I gotta worry about it maybe getting burned by this light here, but it grew out of the top of the clump. So I wanted to divide it, but I missed the chance, and the roots were already too big, and I was like, crap, what do I do? And now I'm leaving it, and we'll see. Still not watering any of these guys though. Like this one doesn't really have great root growth, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. And this one back here, this catasetum, it did actually water about a month ago. Gave it a good water around because the pseudobulbs, you can still see they look like really shriveled, and they are. And anyway, so we'll see. It looks better, it's coming in, but still not great root growth. And this is our newest catasetum. It's a species, and nothing is happening yet with this. I see no signs of anything, so we'll see. Don't know about that one. It's still green, so that's good, and the bulbs look nice. We do have one more. The macroglossum is down here on the bottom, and it is putting on a new growth down. You can see at the bottom left there. So that's just a quick update there on the catasetum group. So that's what's happening. Maybe to flip over and an update on the Barkarias. We've been leaving the lid off now and just kind of acclimating these to our conditions, and it's awesome. The Nervosa has now come into bloom, and really happy to see it. It just responded fantastically, if that's a word, when we put it back into the tank with like really high humidity, and we started watering it more. And yeah, watering once a week, just soaking the roots, and it went into bloom. So that was great. It did, they all kind of wanted some air, I think. Like all the blooms started to look kind of saggy and just, they really wanted more air. We lost a few prematurely because these should last for a while. And after a couple weeks, a few of them like fell off. So that's why we decided to take the lid off. And that's what's happening. See, still more, a couple blooms should come on here in the next week or two. Yeah, happy about the Barkarias. A couple more paths that have now opened up fully. Here is the Maudii Schwarzmadonna vinicolor, Maudii vinicolor Schwarzmadonna. That's the full name of it. So yeah, pretty awesome. It's fairly large bloom, you can see here by my hand, and with the light behind it, it's dark. I don't know, I should maybe try to lighten it up a little bit. There, maybe that's a little bit better coloration, so you can see how purple it is. Yeah, now the pouch on this one always, like, it doesn't inflate properly. As you can see, one side, it's not perfectly symmetrical. Anyway, that's a minor complaint. Another path right here is the project orchid. This is Paphiopedilum labaudianum. Now with 3 buds open and 1 more on its way. So maybe you can tell the first flower here, the ovary is a bit more swollen than the others, and that's because we have pollinated that one. And so it's hopefully producing something. It looks good. The others are still pretty small and normal looking, let's say, but pretty happy with this one all in all. And it's growing a new growth behind. You can see, well, I'm not going to turn the plant on. There is a new growth coming on down at the bottom, so that's good to see as well. Foul paprika, or no ID. Coming on strong for the spring, as usual. Oh, there, we'll give it real color, and you can see the plant. So that's it's a kind of a pain in the butt to water. I just carry it to the sink, and then water goes all over, and the boss gets mad at me, and I know. Anyway, so maybe we'll do a quick look at all of the seeds. The seed capsules, I'll just fly through them. Falschildriana. This one's looking nice. It's still going along, just at the 3-month mark. So here's the capsule on the little sister, and the best one we've had, and it's made it the longest out of any of the attempts on that plant. And there you go. There's the plant, new leaf coming on for the summer. So nice. This path, nice capsule here on this guy. This is the albescens, and on the Stewartiana, still 1.5 capsules kind of developing on the Stewartiana phalaenopsis. So that looks nice on the right one. I'm confident there. The other one is still a little bit smaller, and the plant is looking nice. It's these, it gets these reddish tips on the older leaves. You can see it there. That's how it grows. So it's got some nice leaf coloration, and it's an interesting plant. There you go. Now I can pull that. There it is. So you can see down here as well, right? It gets these reddish tips, and all of the leaves that we've seen on this plant do that when they get older. You can see how they grow when they're younger, and that mottling fades off a bit. It's a really cool grower. It's interesting. So there you go, this Phal Stewartiana. Ooh, I can smell that when I move it. Nice. On the Tetraspis green capsule, this one did get attacked by mealies up inside the flower here. And I didn't notice it until there was like a minor breakout, and So that's why this one looks all bad up in here, because I really attacked it with soap and scrubbing several times. And yeah, so the mealies got to that. I have no idea if the seeds are any good. It made it through that, and it's been growing and plumping and staying green. It should be ready soon. On the Phal hieroglyphica, we do have a hidden capsule down there. Yeah, underneath. So that one is nice and plump and green. Still has a couple months to go, but that one is just kind of hiding. So hopefully it stays protected. Go down from there. Yeah. And the Path Primulinum is also putting a nice capsule on right now. Looking good. New fans coming on. So yeah, happy with that plant, and it still is developing a bud. Sorry. Oh man, this flower's, oops, that's what's going on. There it is. The bud that's coming on there. So yep, it still has a new bud coming on in flower. So those are all of our seed attempts here in the main room. So a quick chat about spring chores. One thing I want to do here is repot these antennatum, Dendrobium antennatum seedlings. We deflast these, I don't know, a couple months ago now. And we've been leaving the lid off full time, so they're basically acclimated, and we have seen some kind of new activity and root growth and new shoots coming out. So I want to put some of these into a larger compot as we go outside really quick to look at some other orchids. Here is our only Phragmipedium that we've been able to get to grow, actually, and now it looks like maybe it's putting on a bud right there down in the sheath. So excited about that. It's been a couple years that we've owned this plant. We do grow it in semi-hydroponics like our other slipper orchids, mostly Paphiopedilums. And we went through a couple frags before we could get one to grow for us. So we just treat it the same as our other paths and slipper orchids. Water it once a week, and yeah. Maybe we did keep it a bit drier and a bit more light in the winter time, but excited to see it coming on. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's a no ID Phragmipedium. Yeah, so we'll see what it looks like. Let's walk down into the garden and yeah, take a look at these orchids. So the orchids here on the table in these flasks, these cups are Blatia striata, and I think it's like a purplish flower, and then these are striata white, a selfing cross. So we've been slowly hardening these guys off. You can see there's new growth coming up now, and yeah, it's pretty tall. The white is not as tall, but these plants grow as rhizomes, and they are like winter hardy orchids. So I'm gonna plant these into the garden. We've had a week or more now. It's getting a lot warmer on average, and yesterday it was like almost 20 C's. So and today is going to be up 17 in the garden, but not a whole lot of sun. We did have some rain today. Last night it rained, and yeah, now it's well, it rained up through the morning actually. We we watered yesterday because we hadn't had rain in a few days, so we did water, and then yeah, what do you know? It didn't call for it. It was like a low percentage, so didn't think it was going to rain. Anyways, yeah, we planted a lot in the garden here over the last couple of years. So, before we look at the orchids, just a few things. We'll take a quick glimpse. Here is where we want to plant those guys. So we'll probably show you that here in a second. But that's right next to, well, the Buddha. The Buddha is there. And yeah, a few other flowering plants. These are nice, because they flower in the fall. And so there's some flowers here, white with a black center. So a nice one. And yeah, some roses. We've got, this was actually a new planting this spring and already putting on the flowers. So that's, yeah, I mean, this was kind of intended to be a rose garden in a way. But, you know, it's kind of been changed over the last year. And I want to put that maple into the ground here and train it as a bonsai a bit, but I want to ground swell it first. It's got a nice trunk. Maybe we'll just take a quick glimpse here before we look at this. So it's got a nice trunk, good taper, and good, you know, good branch ramification already for a young little tree. So I think that one will be nice to plant in the ground and train up a little bit. Yeah, I got to do that soon here, I think. These guys are awesome. We just picked these up at the garden center. Again, these we planted just this spring. They're really cool. The interesting coloration in the flower there. It's, yeah, love that. Anyways, that's what's happening in the garden. Oh yeah, and the camellia. I've wanted to plant a camellia here in this shady part of the garden since we've moved into this place and been working on the garden. And so this year saw a nice one and decided to plant it up. And it's, yeah, that one, you know, it's bloomed since we've planted it, so I guess that's good. Seems happy here in this spot, and hopefully it keeps growing. And this we just bought at the grocery store. It was like $2. Bought it like a day or two ago. And yeah, so we'll plant that here in the garden soon. Spring colors are coming in and everything's looking nice. And the ferns are not yet, you know, this is a huge fern clump. You can see what they look like in late March. Those will be full and take over this whole corner and grow out. You can see where they grow over the grass and it doesn't get sunlight. So those ferns get really big. Garden tour over. So the first thing I need to do is wash these guys off I gotta open them up and wash them off in the sink and get all of the, I wanna wash them in a bit warmer water and get all of the media off of there and the rhizome, and then, yeah, I'll put them down into the garden. So let's take them inside and wash them off. Let's pop these open. They're originally, I think, from China, if I remember right, but don't quote me on that. I should know more. I just know that, yeah, they can be planted out in the garden. Let's wash the media out. So I got to pull these guys out. I should have got a plate or something. Okay, now I got a plate to catch the media on, basically. And I just wanted to kind of, I don't see much root, so I don't know how these grow. I don't see a lot of root growth, but I don't know how these things really actually grow. These are different kind of orchids than I've ever grown before. And so we'll see. It looks like maybe there's two rhizomes, you know. Let's see if I can tease these apart. Yeah, okay. Maybe there's more, I don't know. Oh yeah, so they've got these like pseudobulbs. Actually, they grow underground, so they're probably actually bulbs, I guess. There are roots here. Let me wash these off. Try to get some of these dead leaves off of here. I won't show you washing them off. So let me do that real quick. So I've washed these off and I've separated them, and I've gently gotten as much of these tiny little, you know, kind of brown leaves and stuff as I could. You can see a pile of it here. There was a lot more than that, by the way. That's just what I've gotten since I've pulled them back here. So anyways, and you know, occasionally I'll just like these pull out, like these, they have nice growth. So basically what I'm going to do is just chuck these into the soil. I'll probably put the two biggest and healthiest clumps, that's these guys here. So these look really nice. There is root growth happening, and I think this is a good time to do it. I hope the soil is warm enough. We'll see. And I mean, pH, I've never tested our soil here in our garden, so I have no idea like what, I'm not a real gardener like that. Like, I just kind of chuck stuff around and see what grows. So I'm going to put these out into the garden and see what happens along with some of these. And we'll look at that here. And these are just random little ones that have pulled off all separate. Maybe I'll put these in a pot and try to grow those inside. So we'll see. Let me get the other ones. I'm going to put these little tiny guys. Try not to damage too many roots as I bounce them and grab them. Let's see where I can put them. Probably just right on the lid. Yeah. Upon opening, the white, as we could see actually before opening, has a lot less greenery going on down in here. So let me wash them real quick. We'll see what we got for rhizomes and little bulbs. Okay, so there's some good root growth, like this little green one. Yeah, it's got some good root growth. All right, so here are the white ones, the Vice selfing. Bulbs are a lot smaller. You can see how tiny they are in here. A lot of nice root growth. So I tried to be very gentle. That's why I didn't bother filming it. It was super slow. I just gently ran it under the sink and washed all the stuff off, pulled all the dead leaves, as many as I could easily get. And of course, through that process, like many other pieces got pulled off. So these little bulbs I'm gonna try to plant as well. So I'll keep these little tiny ones. Now, I don't care that they're gonna get intermingled. I'm just trying to learn with this genera. We got these little flasks from Roland, our flasker. And yeah, so this is all experimentation. I'll plant all of these together and see what happens with those. And I'll put these in a pot inside and yeah, see what happens. And then I'll put these guys outside, the striata and then the Vice striata. So maybe this one too, because it has a good root system. So maybe that one I'll, yeah, kind of give an even mix. Like you can see the strata, man, the pseudobulb, or the bulbs are, I keep calling them pseudobulbs, but I think they are actually bulbs because they grow underground, right under the soil. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go out and plant them in the garden. The bells are going again. Yeah, I thought the bells were done, but maybe you can hear them. It is a part of living in Germany, having the bells go, and I like it actually. It's a nice thing about life, I guess, here. Here's a little spot that I want to grow these guys right here in front of the Buddha. So we'll see. I'm gonna put some rocks around them. I gotta disturb the soil a little bit, pull up all this grass. Yeah, that's gotta happen first. So let me do that real quick. And a plum tree in bloom right now, full bloom. Looks so good. Oh man. Well, the bells are still going. So, all right, I'm gonna keep planting here. I think they're about to end. So yeah, you can see here I've just disturbed the soil a little bit, and I've pulled up all the grass and everything like that it was growing, and any roots. Just so, like the boss says, it's sometimes we plant so much stuff, you know, it's hard to keep track of like what's a weed and what we've planted. And yeah, so here's the plants. Now, what we've read online, when you plant these guys, it's like 5 centimeters or something, I think is the recommended depth. I'm just going to basically try to eyeball what I think it should be, and I'm just going to plant them right in the middle here and put some rocks around them. Now, these have longer roots, so actually maybe, you know, they can be planted a little bit higher, and the growths are a lot shorter. And maybe I want to intermingle them, I don't know. And so these guys have less root growth, so they, and longer growth, so maybe they need to be planted deeper. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't really know. Now we have kind of like a sandy loam that we've developed here over the last couple of years since we've lived here, last year and a half, and yeah, it's got a high organic content from our compost pile, but also like houseplants that die or whatever, we will, dump the soil out here as well. So I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know anything. I have no idea if this is gonna work, if these guys are gonna die. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. It's all an experiment here in Pilar. So yeah, subscribe, and of course we'll give you updates. Maybe in a week we'll just show you like, yep, everything died, at least with these outdoor ones. But yeah, I don't know. Now it did rain this morning, so we had some good water. I may just kind of just give them a little, spray of water because they've been in 100% humidity in the flask. So I got to grab a couple more stones. I just want to give these guys kind of an outline too, to kind of wash water down into them. Yeah, and keep things going. Now I do kind of want to push them down like other plants you put in the garden. I do want to make sure that the roots are firmly seated in the soil, but I don't want to compact it so much. Let me get a couple more stones. Tried to grab something a little bit more decorative. And yeah, we'll see how that does, right? So at least kind of outline where those guys are in the bed. I think that's it for this week, guys. Pull some weeds while we're here. Been meaning to do that. But anyways, thanks for checking in, and hope you're having a good spring with everything that's going on. I won't give my commentary. It's a bit of a sad time, so, stick together, stay focused, and yeah, we will see you guys hopefully back here at El Pilar soon. Have a good one.